Okay. So last time we only looked at drawing 2D. So today we're going to look at how do you get started with drawing 3D. Yeah. So 3D adds another axis that is okay, we've already drawn in the Y, but now I'm looking at if we're using all of them X, Y, and Z. So let's get started. Going to delete this.
I closed this default tray. Is it okay? In my
You
do I need
cross,
to be open? Yeah.
you can cross it for now, but later on we shall need it. Maybe in the next class.
Okay. All right.
All right. So we saw how you can draw rectangles, drawing line, drawing circles. Yeah. So if you have these different shapes, they have faces, but they are facing different directions. So those are 2D. In order for you to create 3D from them, the most used tool is this. It's called a push pull, this. So it extrudes faces to create a 3D format. So if I click there, it will ask me which face should I extrude. So maybe this, then this is extruding. So I can give it the height by coming here, by typing in the distance. I don't need to come here, but when you type, it will know that you provide in the distance. So I could say maybe this is going to be 2 meters. That is the height. It's the same to this. I could say this is going to be just 1 meter. This is going to be maybe 4 meters. It's going to be 5 meters. Like that. So just like that, you create 3D formats. Yeah, from a 2D. Yeah. So even if you have as long as it's a crossed face, as long as it has a face, it doesn't matter how it is structured for it, it will extrude it. Even if I draw up here again, I'll have got two different faces. I have this one, I have this one. I can extrude this or I can extrude this one. Any that I feel like, yeah. So whenever there is a crossed face, it can be extruded. Yeah. So that is push pull. We're going to use it a lot, like a lot. It's the one we use most.
Yeah. Wall.
Yeah,
Mm.
walls. So that is extruding. So we're going to see another tool that helps, since we heading towards construction, that helps with creating walls. So for selection, here when you select once, it will be just the face. When you double click, it will be the face and the edge like we saw. Now, since it is a 3D, when you triple click, when you click 3 times, like 1, 2, 3, it selects everything connected to that. Like here, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we're going to see which other tools can be helpful when you're creating, let's say, walls. So one of them is called offset. Offset this. And what it does is if I already have like a rectangle here, I got offset, then I will come to the face here and it will start showing me like hints on how I can offset, let's say from the start to the end. So I could say, let me offset this face. I just click once. I can offset inside or outside. The dotted line is I can offset distance there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can
You
type,
either go out.
you can go out or inside, any.
And
So
you type the distance.
yeah, you can type in the distance. So I could say the thickness of my wall is 230. Then I press enter. So this will create two faces. There is this inner one, but this is not the wall, but there's also this outer one. And you pull like, yeah. So just like that, we have a wall, which we could, as we push pulling, we can give a height. It's like it is telling me that, like that. So that can be a very great starting point. But usually when you start editing, because you see, if I triple click, it selects everything. So sometimes I want to edit, maybe to add in doors and windows. So let's say I want to add in a door. I'll get a rectangle tool. I come where I want my door to start from. I'll show you how we use the tape measure tool to be so accurate where to locate that. Then I can draw and I put the dimensions of my door. Maybe it is 900 by 2100, which is like a standard. So this will show me where the door is going. Then it will create this face, which I can push pull. Yeah, if I push pull out, it will create that. But if I continue in, it will create like a hole or space. So I can click where I want this push pull to end. I could say I want it to end here, like on edge. Then I click and it will create an opening. Yeah, so that is how you can create the, the door. Then we can as well create the window. Yeah. Say my window is going to be located here. And you give it dimensions. I'm not going to give the dimensions, but yeah. Then I can get push pull this like that. So we have our wall, we have the door opening and the window opening. Yeah, but as we're doing all this, sometimes you want to start editing some parts of the dodge of what you're doing. But since it is all, because when I triple click here, everything is like in one place. So that's where we use grouping. So today as well, we're going to see grouping, we also see copying. Then you will be able to create a lot of things. Now I'm going to leave that there. Then I show you another one. The better way of doing it would be, it can still be almost the same, but the approach is different. That I'm going to offset this. After offsetting with 230, now I want my walls to be separate. So to be, let me do 460. I want to be push-pulling these walls, but individually, like 4 of them. So how do I do that? I get line and I complete like one of them, so that I'm going to create more faces. If I do that, now when I can't push pull, there is this face. See, now there's also this is still joined. So let's right cross it. That push pull. Now I have this, I have this, I have this, I have this. Yeah, now grouping. How do you group? If I have something here and this push pull and I want to group it, what you do, you triple click to select everything, then right click and say make a group like that. Now on the default tray, there will be something called an outliner that outlines all the groups. If you don't have it, you come to window default tray, then tick outliner, then it will show here. So you can see it is only having this group. These are not recognized under it because for it only registers groups and components. Yeah, so this helps us, we can rename even this group and say this is a box. Yeah, so that's how you group. You select what you want to group, then right click, select group. Now, how would you group here? The better approach is the moment you get a face, group it, then start editing. How do you edit a group? If I double click here, it opens that. Like, single click will select, but double click will open it like that. So this is the editing mode. Yeah. So what we do, instead of you waiting to first create all this box, then you group it later. The moment you get a face now, like here, just group it, then start editing as you go on. So like here, if I want to select only this face, I'll double click in the face. If I triple click, it's going to select everything like that. But I only double click, right click, make a group. So that is a group now. When I click, it's a group. And if I want to edit it, I double click, access what is inside, then I can push pull this to the 3 meters. Yeah, like that. And I can give it a name. I could say maybe it's done or like that. So when you click here, it highlights what you're selecting. Box is highlighted, Eastern word is highlighted. Like that. So now when I'm selecting this is separate, and it's very good because later on we can right click and hide, or we can just use this eye to hide. It will hide that group as if it is not existing, yet it is there. Why is that important? It will give room for us to be able to edit what is inside the house, because we can hide some of the walls. We can hide some of the walls so that we get good access. Yeah, so let's do to another one. So I'm going to first hide this so that it is not in my way. Yeah, double click here, right click, make a group, then double click to access the group there. Push pull 3 meters. Then I double click outside to exit the editing mode. So you can say I have this, but they are separate. So this can be 1,000 more. Like that. Yeah, so I can still do the same here. Double click, right click, make a group, double click to access a group. Because why am I doing this? I'm going to try to do it the other way around on the last one, and you see that I will end up failing. Just this is the only one which is left. But in case I first push pull here, if this is not a group, because when I click there, it's not like here. So it becomes very
That
hard
was
for
the
me
point.
to only select it.
I was genuinely going to ask you because for a moment, I was a bit, I was like, "But why don't you just pull it?" Now I know you have to
Yeah,
group
it
them
is
for you to
that.
move.
Because now
Okay.
how will because this face is still attached. So if I triple click, this face is still attached. So I have to use shift so that I reduce this face. I reduce this edge. And you see now
Mm,
it starts even clicking other things. Like it becomes very hard. And you may end up
mm,
forgetting some of them. So see that is bringing more work. But as
yeah.
simple as we could do, just right click, make a group, then edit. You start editing when you've already created that group. Then now this is very perfect. This. You can also group this, make a group in case we want to push pull it a little bit inside to create some thickness.
Like slab.
So we can hide some of them, hide that, maybe hide this. You see when you're creating view, we shall be able to showcase everything. When I need them back, I just come here, click. But you see, when you don't name, so this, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. So it's better you keep naming them.
Yeah.
This is just walls, but you're going to be designing things where you have a lot of objects. So you need to give them names so that you give them meaningful names. Why? Because you're going to end up with very many groups and you may want to turn off some of them. So if they have names you already know, I want to turn off the flow, you come in, the flow goes like that. And in case you didn't name them, they will all have group, 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 and you don't know which one it is. Now, when it reaches to creating doors and window openings, you have to be very keen with this. You have to be very keen. Why? If I just come here and draw that my door opening is going to be here, and I push it's not going to create, it's not going to create that opening the way we expected. Why? This is a group, and I've drawn this outside the group. So what you have to do is you double click to open a group, then you have to draw the rectangle on the face of the group. And it is very hard to avoid this mistake. But it's one of the commonest mistakes. You have to first access the group, then you can now continue editing.
You always have to edit the group or to make
Yeah,
changes.
to make changes. If you do it when you're not in edit mode, it is separate from the group. It's not part of it. That's why if I just draw here and I try to push pull, these are two different things. When I hide this, it will get hidden.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if I unhide, then it comes back. So this is different from, it's not part of the group. Even when I triple click, the group doesn't get selected. Triple click, I can delete. Yeah, so that is grouping. Yeah, and you're going to use it everywhere. So we left with copying and moving, then we try to design something again using those tools, and that's what you will be practicing with. That can create almost a full house. Those tools,
Yeah.
those few tools can help you create almost an entire house. Okay, so copying. Yeah. One, we need to make it a group so that it is just one object. Yeah, so it becomes very easy to copy. So copying and moving, they all use the same tool. Yeah. Which tool? This, the move tool. So when I get the move tool, if I've not selected anything, I get the move tool, it will ask me what to move. If I want to move, if I want to move, after selecting, I'll first select, then I start moving. I click on move, then I start moving the object. Yeah, so we're going to do, first give me like 2 minutes. I'm going to come back.
Okay.
Okay, so moving. Yeah, so if you want to move something, you can first select it, get the move tool, or you get the move tool, then you come and select it. And the better way is to select it, get the move tool. Then it's going to ask you like a base point. Remember, when you're moving something, you need to base somewhere that I'm moving this, but I could say get this corner and put it here. Now, when you're moving, make sure you move parallel to any of the axes, not like this. At least here I'm parallel to the red. I can still use arrows to fix.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. The upper button or the left or the right of the group.
Yes. Then you can type in the distance. So that distance will depend on the where you based. So I've based on this corner. Then I could say move it 5 meters away. But the 5 meters will start counting from the selected corner. Then you can type in and it will get moved. If I move, let's have that. I move from here and I say 2 meters. Okay, yeah, it is hard to see what 2 meters. If I also do 2 meters from here, they will not end up in the same destination. They'll be in different destinations, but I won't see those when we do copy. So how do you copy? Still copy uses the move tool, but in the process of moving, you just press Control once. The moment you press Control, it leaves a copy behind. Then you can type in the distance like that. So that is copy. So let's yeah. Move. The moving will just move. The moment I press Control, it leaves a copy. Yeah, now this is what I was telling you about. If I'm copying this 2 meters apart and I base here, see 2 meters. That is where it's going to end. But what if I'm copying the same thing, but this time around I base here and I still say 2 meters. I press enter. You see the destinations are different. The destinations are different. Yeah, let me first. Let me do when the distance is big. Let's say 5 meters. You have first press Control so that leaves a copy behind, then you can put in 5 meters. That one, apart 5 meters from here. What if it's 5 meters, but I'm basing here? Five meters. Yeah, let's just demonstrate again, just to be sure. I don't remember the first one. Okay, we're gonna do, let's do 10 meters. I'm basing now from here and I'm doing 10 meters. That is the destination. I still come on the same object. I want to do 10 meters, but now I'm basing here. Press Control. And I type in 10. Let me see. Let me do again. Okay, that will end in the same. Since the distance is the same and I've changed this, I don't know how I can, like the 10 meters from here up to here. See the same from here up to this side. But let's say, but anyway, just know it depends on the corner. Now I'll leave around the distance. Let me just do this. If I want to move and I say move this to here, I get this, but I'm going to press Control to leave a copy behind and I put it here. See? There. But if I've selected this to put here, they are going to end in this different destination like this. And I say now it is this corner to be put here. You see, they are going to end in this different destination. So the base point matters as you are copying and moving. Yeah. Then lastly, in copying and moving, you can do multiple duplicates. How? Yeah. Say I'm copying. Yeah. Press Control. That is the distance. Then you're like, I need more 3 copies of that. After you completing the copy, you just press X to mean like times. Then you type in 3 to mean 3 copies. So instead of 1 copy, it will create 3 copies. Let's repeat that. I can still copy multiple things. as I'm doing this, press Ctrl. I confirm the distance. Then as I'm done, I would say I need 5 copies of that. You just press X5. Yeah. Now, where can that be important? If you have a multi-story building and the floors look the same, you only design one, let's say here. So groups, these are group, but still I can select all of them and I make a bigger group. So that is a mega group. When I double click, I access individual groups. Then when I double click again, I access that. So this I've grouped it. So I could say I'm going to make copies, and this has to be going up. So press Ctrl, give a copy. So I could say up to here. Then I say I have 10 floors like that. As long as they all look the same. And within a few seconds or what, you have a complete building. As long you just spend time designing the first one. The moment all the floors are the same, you just duplicate them. You don't have to keep designing. Yeah. When Zoom goes, if it goes off, you just join again and then we complete. Yeah.
So you just spend on the first floor. Maybe if there's any adjustment to the second floor, and the rest you just copy.
Yeah, you just design one
Does
then.
it- Can you design like can SketchUp be used to design foundation?
Pardon?
No? Can SketchUp be used to also design foundations? No?
You can if it is a visual.